Your attention, please. Thank you for choosing Earth as your planetary vehicle. We hope you enjoy the many wonderful features of this planet as you hurtle through the cosmos. Please note, however, that in the event of continued inaction in the face of global warming, your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device. Also, please take a moment to locate this planet's emergency exits. As you can see, there aren't any.
One day, a fat man asked a random man,
"What is global warming?"
and the man with glasses replies, basically it is a name that refers to when the average global temperature increases. So the fat man replied,
"So the Earth is getting warmer, eh? That ain't such a bad thing. I can hit the beaches more and maybe even get a golden tan."
And the man replies, "Don't joke about it. Too much tanning can cause you skin cancer, you know."
Causes of global warming due to human activity. Carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide are emitted from cars and trucks. We release large amounts of carbon dioxide by factories burning fossil fuels. Deforestation also increases carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Methane, another type of gas, is let out from livestock animals when course of metabolism takes place. Waste dumps also release methane. Natural wetlands such as rice paddies. Nitrous oxide, another type of greenhouse gas, is released if animal and human waste isn't disposed properly. Chemical fertilizers are another source of N2O. As chlorofluorocarbons are a type of greenhouse gas made directly by us humans. The main usage for CFCs is in coolants that are placed in refrigerators and air conditioners. Chlorine atoms that are let out from CFCs have the ability to split ozone molecules as the gases approach the atmosphere. According to what the scientists think, this results in weakening the barrier of the ozone layer and potentially creating a hole in the layer. With holes in the ozone layer, Earth is not as much protected from the solar radiation. With more solar radiation reaching the surface, the Earth is heated up even more. If the ice melts on parts of Earth's surface, the albedo drops and more solar radiation is absorbed. The more greenhouse gases, the more heat being trapped in Earth's atmosphere. This is why Earth's global average temperature increases.
Now here, our scientist who may or may not be Mr. Borges tells us, if the temperature goes up in climate change, it raises the global average temperature. Compare the change in global temperature from the 50 years ago, it increased by 0.5 degrees Celsius. It may seem small, but think about how it compares from 1850 to the 1900s, where it only shifted 0.05 degrees Celsius. But how much this will affect us is highly debated by many scientists. Can we stop global warming? Yes! Scientists are currently thinking of many ways to alter this process. An example of a method they are using is geoengineering, which is altering the environment to counteract global warming on a large scale. The first method is adding iron to oceans to promote the growth of phytoplankton. Phytoplankton are organisms that catch CO2 for use in photosynthesis. But a risk is large amounts of iron in the sea could harm marine environments. The second geoengineering method is injecting aerosols into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight and cool the Earth, or adding trillions of tiny screens around Earth to repel the sun's rays. But the cons include it could increase acid rain and it is very expensive. We don't have to just leave it to the scientists to make a stand in global warming. We can do it ourselves too. You can also do your part by turning off lights when you're not in the room, walking to school or public places, or even taking the bus and carpooling with your friends. It's always the little things that matter, and eventually these will all add up if people do their share. Together, we can battle global warming.
How does global warming affect the Earth? One example is that the global temperature is rising, which causes an earlier spring. Also, the sea levels rise because of ice melting.
This could increase the amount of floods, and some lands may be covered by water. Ice melt threatens Arctic species such as the polar bears and the seals. There is more extreme weather, heat waves, heavy rain, and snowfall. Because of increasing temperature, animals will move to cooler areas, such as higher altitudes and higher elevation. The organisms may have difficulty spreading or adapting to new places. This causes a higher risk of extinction. Because of changing weather patterns, there may be a strain in water supply and food supply. Also, there may be more heat-related deaths and illnesses. Because of global warming, the weather patterns are changing. There may be more extreme weather, intense heat waves, heavy rain, and snowfall. Brought to you by Bit Strips.